Yeah, I wanted to talk real quick about my water filtering and the care taken to get drinkable water into my containers. I'm using a Sawyer squeeze filter. Uh, People also put these on bottle tops and just gather water in bottles. It fits on a regular smart water bottle. Um, but I've had Giardia a couple years ago, and it just really sucks. You don't want it. Um, and I think I've read that people can also pass it through their bodies, but no, I got it and I couldn't get rid of it. And so, with the squeeze filter, I'm using 2 squeeze bags, and these I consider always dirty. I mean, the caps, I'm always checking to see if they're leaking. You can fill it up and squeeze it and see if there are any holes. Um, this end here is dirty. There's water dripping out of it because I just emptied a bag, and so that's dirty, and I don't want it near any of my utensils for eating or drinking. Um, Yesterday in the spring channel there, I was collecting water, and the bugs were really bad, biting flies. Okay, so it requires both of your hands to get in there and hold the water and squeeze it through and stuff. So you're exposed to being bitten on your hands, which you have to let go of something to swat it or move something over. So that's very irritating, and it's a chance for you to slip up and get some dirty water into a clean container by, messing with the bugs. One thing to do in that case, and with mosquitoes too, is if you have a tree or some brush or something, back into it, okay, and get those branches around your sides and even your hands. Then they have a limited flying place to attack. Okay. In that channel, I had to use my cup to gather water. Usually I like to find a place that's dropping the water, it's like falling, to catch into this bag, to not have to use this as a collector. And so this was dirty. The inside of this was dirty in my mind all through until this morning when I drank coffee from it. And so what I do is I let it dry out. Okay, that's one precaution. I use hand sanitizer and sanitize the inside of this cup and the lip around there where I'm going to put my mouth. Okay, you don't want to eat that, you don't want to drink that, so I dry it out after that, after rinsing water. So it's hand sanitizer, water, clean, rinse, and then a drying out with a cloth or toilet paper. Another thing I like to do with these is dry the outsides completely before draining through the filter into my collector. So this is my collector on this trip. It's not the perfect scenario because you have the potential for dropping dirty water in the container. I want to make sure there's a real tight fit between this dirty point and this dirty point so nothing drips out. Okay, and so it's a nice fast filtering device. It's also sold touting that you can just hang it and leave it to slowly drip, because it will slowly drip if it's hanging. But I don't like to leave this unattended, it might, you know, move over and just drip all the water onto the ground. And so also this angle, I know that this bag is dry and there's not going to be any dripping water in here, but if it were just collected and the bag was wet, I would angle it like this so that if anything dropped, it would go this way. And this design of this filter is such that water would naturally fall away. And so on this trip I have this hard container. I guess that on a motorcycle I like to have something nice and hard in case, you know, one of the bags pops. So I have two dirty bags and one clean bag here, which also could be a little dangerous if you just have one clean container. It could be damaged, and so I always like to have a backup clean container. And this is almost full. It was partially full, but it's quick. I think that's it. The other thing is you just want to make sure what you touch, if it's dirty, you know, here I've got a dirty cap, you know, and potentially contaminated. If I get my fingers wet from the inside of this, I just want to make sure I dry them off good and don't, you know, do anything with these hands and my mouth for a while, or my containers, or sanitize the hands. Last on the water thing, there's some times when I'm excited about something or frazzled about something, or, you know, go out to collect water with one of these and go on a short adventure where, you know, once I've taken a sip of dirty water because I was out on an adventure and just had this incredible, you know, view, and just like without even thinking I just drink right out of it. So just kind of like go slow with this whole contamination dirty water thing.